cool kids? What is up, cool kids? Ooh, we're about to hit another exciting country. Now, this one actually is mentioned in the Bible, if I remember right, known as Sheba. Sheba, I believe, is what it was called back then. But it's speculated, yeah, this is the place they were talking about. If I remember right. Now, I could be remembering this wrong. But this country has a rich history. It's full of Coptic Christians, which are, kind of an early branch of Christianity that's pre-Catholic. So there's also an Eastern Christian sect that was formed in Mongolia, I believe. I could be wrong about it, but I remember reading something about it. So there's just a few old Christian sects that predate or survived the conversion to Catholicism. Now, of course, you have after Martin Luther, right? Things changed, the Protestant movement. But there are some older, Christian groups that they go way back. Some of them use Gnostic texts. Ooh, that is heresy. So anyway, the nation in question. Wow, we're hitting a lot of African countries today, aren't we? Yeah. The nation in question is Ethiopia. No. Not Eritrea. I wish it was Eritrea. Eritrea is much harder to come by. Not that Ethiopia is easy in silver. Again, spent $20 for these two coins. And there we go. We got Ethiopia off the list. So that is hella cool. Hella cool. All right. Yeah. I'm happy. Let's talk a little bit about Ethiopia. So, as you know, if you lived in the 80s, first of all, let me just go off the top of my head here. If you lived in the 80s, you know that there's been a drought in Ethiopia, right? What do we hear about? Save the children, remember? And they would always send us all these videos of bloated bellies and flies everywhere. Rough stuff, man. Rough stuff. I can still picture it in my head, right? Yeah? Yeah. Not cool. Not cool. But, it's reality, right? So, sometimes you need a little dose of reality. I've always said some of these situations we find ourselves in where I see people complaining, and I'm like, you don't even know what hard is, Like, most people have never even killed their own food. And I can't imagine that, because growing up I had to, butcher animals. If I didn't, we didn't eat. Pluck chickens, this kind of stuff. So, fish, skin the fish, or descale the fish, right? There's people who have never done that. Like, I would almost say, and I don't know this for a fact, but I would say most people have probably never done that. I think there's a really good chance that most people have never done that. But even, growing up on the farm, at least I had a farm, right? But let's talk about Ethiopia here. Let's go check it out. So, it's on the Horn of Africa, right? Very near the Middle East, right where the Red Sea kind of goes through, right? Somalia is there. Eritrea, we were talking about. These kind of places, all right? So it's it is East Africa, in the ancient world. This would have been the place where people from the Mediterranean, this is about as far south as they went, give or take, right? Because remember, the Sahara Desert kind of is the end of Mediterranean conquest for the most part. I mean, there might be exceptions, but for the most part, that was a vast geographical barrier for your ancient world. And it's what kept Africa, that's why they call it the Dark Continent, because it was unknown, unexplored. It was, right? Until technology advanced enough, and even then it was hard living, hard to traverse. Anyway, that's a quick history lesson. But Ethiopia wasn't that. Ethiopia has been known since the biblical times. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on in Ethiopia, and if the situation's improved maybe a little bit. Yeah. So one thing I will say about Ethiopia, back in World War II, well, actually, no, it was before that. Maybe it was World War One. Might have been the 1800s. Now that I think about it. I'm not. They kicked Italy's butt. They kicked Italy's butt right out of there. Because Italy, if you'll remember, they had a colony in Eritrea, and they tried to take Ethiopia, and Ethiopia spanked them. It might have been the 1880s. But yeah, that's just a little interesting. These people got spunked. They got spunked down there. The capital city is Addis Ababa. Make sure I'm reading that right. Okay, yeah, Addis Ababa or Addis Ababa. I don't, I'm not Ethiopian. Let's see. The primary religion. Okay, so you got it's mostly Christian nation, but there's a very large Muslim population there, which that's pretty standard in Africa. It's either primarily Muslim or a good portion Muslim. So Ethiopia has 115 million people. 115 million people. Now it is a good-sized country. It's not a small place. Africa actually is really big, guys. We really don't. If you look at that globe, and the globe actually has to kind of shrink Africa to make it fit. It's not as big as Asia, but proportionately, it is way bigger than what it looks like on that globe compared to, say, North America, South. It's a really big place. But Ethiopia is still very poor, but they do have one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. So that is promising. I don't want to end this on bad news. They are 6.3% growth per year on average. And that blows the United States away. You were talking like this is a developing country, and they're developing, so that's good. I'm going to guess China probably has something to do with that, because China is investing heavily in Africa, the African region. So, and you know what? That's a good thing for Africa. It's not good for the Western world, but for Africa, it's a great thing. They're building infrastructure. You have to make deals for this stuff, but we didn't do it. China has the foresight to do it. I'm not being pro-China here. I'm just being pro-reality. For Africa, it's a good thing. You know what we're doing in Africa? We're telling them not to use their land the way we don't want. Right? We're not putting, we're not, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. We don't want to get too political here. Anyway, Ethiopia, that's it in a nutshell. Guys, I want to thank you again for watching. I want you to find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. And if you don't find them, well, you're going to have to look somewhere else. Like, share, subscribe, and be kind to each other. Bye-bye.